Now we are dealing with the chapter matrices. Already in previous videos you have seen what are elementary transformations. Now let us move ahead and move towards the next topic. What is our next topic? It is inverse of a matrix. What is inverse of a matrix? Now suppose you have a matrix A, square matrix of order n. You have already studied what is a square matrix. Number of rows equal to number of columns. Similarly, you have another square matrix of the same order n. And if this equation A into B is equal to B into A is equal to identity matrix of order n, if this equation is satisfied, then B is called as inverse of A and it is denoted by A raised to minus 1. It is read as A inverse. So if you have two matrices such that the product and the commutative product, if it is equal to the identity matrix, then you will say that it is the inverse of each other. So A into A inverse equal to A inverse into A should be equal to I. Yes. So this is the definition for inverse of a matrix to exist. Now there is a note under this. Now does every square matrix will have an inverse? This is a question. So there is actually a necessary condition. If determinant of the square matrix is not equal to 0, then only that matrix will have a inverse. Now why this condition? So I have taken one example here. See, you can see this matrix A. It is a square matrix of order 2. First row is 1, 2, second row is 2, 4. If you try to find determinant of this matrix, what it is? 4 ones are 4, 2 twos are 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. So determinant of this matrix is 0. Now see this equation. Find x such that A into x is equal to I. Now what we will do here? We will convert this matrix A to identity matrix and we will get the unknown matrix x. Okay. So I have written the definition. Now to make this element 0, what we are supposed to do? This operation we will have to do. R2 minus 2R1. So you can see 2 minus 2 I get 0. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 again I get 0. Same operation I will have to apply on RHS. So 0 minus 2 is minus 2 and 1 minus 0 remains 1. So what you can observe here, this matrix A has converted to this. Now after this, if you want to convert this element to 1, what is going to happen here? Again this value will get changed. When you try to convert this value, again this value will get changed. So what is happening? You are going in a cycle. If you change this is changing. If you change this value is changing. Means this matrix A, it cannot be converted to an identity matrix. Yes. Therefore, you cannot find this unknown matrix X. Yes. So here you can observe is if product of these two matrices cannot be equal to an identity matrix, then how do you find the inverse of this square matrix A? Yes. Now why this is happening? Because determinant of this matrix is equal to 0. So whenever your determinant of a matrix is 0, what will happen? You cannot convert that matrix to identity matrix. Hence you cannot find the inverse of the matrix. So this condition is very much important. Determinant of A should not be equal to 0. Now we have seen what is inverse of a matrix and when inverse of a square matrix will exist. When determinant of that matrix is not equal to 0. Now let us move ahead with the uniqueness of inverse of a matrix. Now there is a theorem under this. So if you have A as a square matrix and if its inverse exists, then it is unique. That is, if you have a matrix A whose inverse exists and if it is existing, then it should be unique. So we have to prove this. Now we will go in converse order. Now we have to prove it is unique. What we will say that there are two inverses for the given matrix A. Okay. So let B and C be inverse of matrix A. Therefore, by definition, what is the definition we have seen? What it will be? A into B is equal to B into A will be equal to I, and C also we have considered to be inverse of matrix A. Therefore, A into C is equal to C into A will be equal to I. Okay, by definition of an inverse of a matrix. Now let us consider B into I. Now in place of I, can I write what is I equal to? All these four values are equal to I. Any one value I can take. So if I take A into C, so B into A into C. Now we have studied that multiplication of matrices, in multiplication of matrices associative law holds. So this can be written as B into A into C. Yes, what is B into A? Again it is equal to I. So this is I into C. And what is your LHS? B into I. B into I is equal to B, we all know, and I into C will be equal to C. So ultimately what you are getting here is B is equal to C. So now suppose you have any two matrices, if this both are inverse of A, then by definition these two statements follows. If we take B into I, then I is also equivalent to A into C. You can substitute in place of I here A into C. In matrix multiplication associative law holds, so this can be written as B into A into C. What is B into A again? It is again equal to I. Therefore we get B into I is equal to I into C. So ultimately what you are getting here is B is equal to C. That means if you are saying there are two inverse of the matrix, at the end you are getting that both the matrices are equal. So here you can see that if inverse of a matrix exists, it is unique, that it is one and the same matrix. Yes, understood the theorem? Yes. Now we have seen what is inverse of a matrix. Then we have seen when inverse of a matrix exists when determinant is not equal to 0. Then we have seen uniqueness of inverse of a matrix. That is, whenever the inverse of a matrix exists, it is unique. Now, how to find this inverse of a matrix, of a square matrix? Now, if the inverse of a matrix is existing, then there are two methods to find inverse of a matrix. Now, in that we will see the first method. It is called as by elementary transformations. So, we know the definition of inverse of a matrix. A into A inverse is equal to I. So, what we have to do here, on this matrix, square matrix A, we will have to apply row transformations and convert this matrix to a identity matrix. Now, whatever row transformations you are applying on this matrix A, same on RHS you will apply on the identity matrix, and this identity matrix will get converted to a new matrix B. Then I into A inverse is equal to A inverse, and so you will get the value of A inverse as the new matrix B. Okay, understood? So apply row transformations on this matrix A, convert it to identity matrix, and the new matrix so obtained here will be is equal to your inverse of a matrix. Now second definition what we have seen is A inverse into A is equal to I. You can apply column transformations on this post matrix A, column transformations. Same transformations you will apply on the identity matrix. Convert this matrix A to identity matrix. This matrix will get converted to a new matrix B. A inverse into I is A inverse. So you will get the value of A inverse as equal to B. So this is called as elementary transformation method. Either you can do row transformations or you can do column transformations. Convert the matrix to identity matrix and you will get the inverse of the given matrix. So now you have seen that how do we find inverse of a matrix by elementary transformations, either row transformation or you have column transformations. So now I will just give you a hint how you can do this to convert it to an identity matrix. So you have matrix A, A11, A12 like this, it is ordered 3 matrix. So what you are supposed to do here is, this element you have to convert to 1, that is A11. Then you can use this 1 and convert A21 and A31 element to 0. The next step should be convert A22 to 1, and then using this one convert these two elements, that is A12 and A32 to 0. Then next step should be convert A33 to 1, and last step should be using this one convert these two elements A13 and A23 to 0. If you can follow these steps, these are not mandatory steps. What you can do, if you go in this flow, you will not go in a circle, that is whatever changes you are making to convert it to identity matrix, it will remain as it is. There won't be a cycle in your elementary transformation. You can follow this sequence or you can follow some other sequence according to the simplicity. Okay, this is not mandatory to follow, it is just you can use this way. Now what we will do, we'll take few examples to see how to use elementary transformations to find inverse of a matrix. So here you can see find inverse of a matrix by elementary transformation. So I have taken one matrix A, first row is 1, 2, 2 minus 1. So first what we have to do, we have to check whether inverse of a matrix exists. So what is the necessary condition? Determinant of A should not be equal to 0. So first find determinant of A. 1 into minus 1 is minus 1, 2 2s are 4, so minus 4 is equal to minus 5. So here you can see determinant of A is not equal to 0, therefore A inverse exists. Now we will use the definition of A inverse. So A into A inverse is equal to 5. So what is the matrix A? 1, 2, 2 minus 1 into A inverse is equal to I. I we have to take off the order same as A, that is order 2. Now we have to convert this matrix to identity matrix. So this should be 1, then this element should be 0, this element should be 1 and this element should be 0. Now already this is 1, so one step is over. Now we will convert this element to 0. So what should be my operation? R2 minus 2R1. First row as it is, R2 2 minus 2 into 1 is 2, 2 minus 2 is 0. Then minus 1, 2 into 2 is 4, minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5 into A inverse is equal to 1 0 here. So 0 minus 2 into 1 is this becomes minus 2 and 1 minus 2 into 0 remains 1 as it is. Okay. Now this is converted to 1, this is 0. Now we have to convert this element to 1. How do we convert this element to 1? Now you cannot use any other operations. Scalar multiplication which we have studied. So minus 1 by 5 into R2. This operation we will use here. So 1, 2, 0. 0 into anything is 0. Minus 1 by 5 into minus 5 is 1. Into A inverse is equal to 1 0 first row as it is, minus 1 by 5 into minus 2 is 2 by 5 and minus 1 by 5 into 1 is minus 1 by 5. Yes. So now 1 is converted, 0 is converted and 1 is also converted. Now you remain with this 2. So how do we convert this 2 to 0? What will be your operation? It should be R1 minus 2 into R2. So using this one we will convert this element to 0. So R1 minus 2 into R2. Yes. 1 minus 0 into 2 it remains as 1. 2 minus 2 into 1 is 2. So 2 minus 2 becomes 0. So what this will become 1 0 0 1 into A inverse is equal to. Now first row is changing. So R1 is 1. Minus 2 into 2 by 5. 2 into 2 is 4. 1 minus 4 by 5 here you are getting. So what is 1 minus 4 by 5? 5 minus 4 is 1. So here you get 1 by 5. Next 0. Minus 2 into minus 1 by 5. Minus 2 into minus 1 by 5 is 2 by 5. And 0 plus 2 by 5 is 2 by 5. Here you have 2 by 5. Here you have minus 1 by 5. So you can see this matrix is converted to a identity matrix. So what is A inverse is equal to 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 5, minus 1 by 5. You can take, if you all want 1 by 5 common out, the answer will be 1, 2, 2 minus 1. So this is your A inverse. Yes, understood how to find, use the definition, convert the given matrix to an identity matrix and you will get the inverse of a matrix. Taken common out already you have studied in 11th standard. So this is the way you can use row transformations to find the inverse of a matrix.